All right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to Strip Club. I have a new project to show you today, and this one is upon request. This pattern is upon request because I keep hearing this question: what do I do with all my leftover pieces? Because with every project comes leftover pieces, right? So here we have a new pattern. What did I call it? Strip Scrappin, because it's a great way to use up the scraps from your strips. Aside from the pinwheel in the center, which will take full width of fabric strips, you only need pieces that are 6.5 inches big. 6.5 inches and smaller. So now when you have chunks of strips left over from projects, or you have leftover pieces from other projects, this is the perfect pattern to put it in. We have orchestrated strips here. They're very uniform. They're coordinated and they're beautiful together. But you can do it completely scrappy. And in fact, I encourage you and will maybe even challenge you to do it completely scrappy. So as you see, we have lights and we have darks. One half of the block will all be lights. The other half will all be darks. The only additional fabric you need is just a little bit of background that we'll use in the pinwheel. So you want to see how it comes together?
Yes.
Okay, so first refer to your pattern. And if you have your pattern, which of course you do, because you're here with me, but if you don't have one, visit your local quilt shop. Ask for it by name, Strip Scrappin by Cozy Quilt Designs. Shameless plug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes: baby, lap, throw, queen, and king. And you'll see from here, we have you separate into dark fabrics and light fabrics. It's mostly equal numbers except for the pinwheels. So in our case, we have the lap. Yes, this is a lap, 4 by 4. And then maybe I'll show you another quilt that will be the throw. So collect your darks and your lights, and then just a little bit of background. So the first thing you do is select a few pieces that will become your pinwheel. Now your pinwheel fabric, I would recommend be the most vibrant because you really want those pinwheels to pop. And you do need these to be full width of fabric. Actually, you don't. You can use half strips. So 2 half-strip dark fabrics together to make a strip set. You know how this works, right? So when you're in your studio and you're ready to sew, do you always have all your pieces together, ready to go? No. Apparently me either. Apparently I need a Strip Tube Junior ruler. Is there somebody in the audience who will go run and ask somebody for a Strip Tube Junior ruler? I need a clear one.
That's not clear.
Yeah, I need a clear one, I'm afraid. In the meantime, hey honey, will you get me a Strip Tube Junior ruler? Thank you. I need an open one, a store use one. So the first thing you do is sew 2 strip sets together, 2 darks together. And then you have, and notice these are half strips, so these are 20 inches. We cut them on the fold, which means that you can start with just 20 inches for your fabrics. Then we have a background fabric on this side. We sew the 2 of them together by putting them right sides together, sewing a 1/4 inch seam up along the top and a 1/4 inch seam down the bottom to make a tube. If you know us, if you know Cozy, you'll probably know that we love the strip tube technique. This is the missing ruler. Here we have Strip Tube Junior. The original ruler is also will also work with this. We like the smaller ones for the smaller cuts. So Junior was invented just to make the smaller cuts more convenient. We're going to put the line of the Strip Tube ruler on the bottom stitching line. You know what? I'm going to flip this over because that's white on white, and chances are you don't see it as well as you see the dark on white. Put the bottom stitching line, you put the ruler on the bottom stitching line, cut up and cut down to cut out a triangle. Don't worry if the point doesn't go all the way to the tip of the strip set. What's most important is that the measurement is on the stitching line because that will define your block. You cut up and down to cut out a triangle. You guys know how this works? Are you ready? You cut out a triangle. Triangle looks a little bit like this. Then you open up the triangle to reveal your diagonally pieced block.
Really?
Okay. Well, just one more time, just to make me feel better. Up and down, cut out a triangle, triangle looks a little bit like this. Pull the triangle away from your strip set, open it up, and reveal your diagonally pieced square.
Brilliant.
Okay, thank you. I feel much better. Much better. Next time you cut will be off of the top stitching line, and then the bottom, and then the top, and then the bottom. You make clean cuts, but keep the edges. Clean cuts mean cut both sides each time you cut. Even though the angle is exactly the same as the previous cut, you want your accurate block to be based on, or your cuts to be based accurately on this stitching seam. But stay close to the other line. That will help conserve fabric. So you'll get a bunch of half square triangles that look like that. And as you can see, 4 will come together to make the pinwheel. But we're not there yet. So make your half square triangles and set them aside. Now, for your lights and your darks, you will first make one light block. And you simply grow the block by cutting a bunch of pieces and sewing them together. It is very helpful to look at the diagrams in the pattern, just FYI. If you're ever sewing things together, we make pretty pictures to make life easier. Very similar to a log cabin, you sew 2 squares together, and then you add another segment, and then you add another segment, and then you add another segment to create something that looks like this. Yes?
Yes.
Make a bunch like this, collect your bunch like that, and then you will sew 4 of them together to make a block that looks like this. Are you seeing it? Okay, so we have this block. You see that block comes from here? Oh, I skipped a step, didn't I? Yeah, I did. You have to grow this by just sewing strips on each side. This block, top right, bottom left. This block with additional pieces on the sides, top left, bottom right. 4 of them to come together. That makes your light block. You're going to do pretty much the same thing for your dark. Okay, so this is your dark side. You have a light side and a dark side. And you're saying to me, Daniela, that doesn't look anything like the blocks. In fact, that's not very pretty. But wait. We're going to take this light block, draw a diagonal line on the back like that. Now do you see where it's going? And you're going to take this and place it on top of your dark block. So a 1/4 inch on one side and a 1/4 inch on the other side. Cut in the middle. So you get something that looks like this, now in different fabrics. Right? Light on top of dark. Oh wait, I'll do it the same way I did it the first time. Light on top of dark, diagonal line down the center. So 1/4 inch on one side, 1/4 inch on the other side. When you open this, you get one block. And then on the other side, you get another block. Thank you. Very distinct light and dark blocks. The only thing to do now is to put them, arrange them pleasingly. All the lights come together so that the light pinwheels all match, and then the dark pinwheels all match. If you decide to make this quilt bigger, you want even numbers across. Because if you have odd numbers, you'll have half a pinwheel. What a great way to use up your scraps. Any questions? Did it all make sense? Yeah. Yep, it's all good? So we added the background, border 1, same as the background. We have this wonderful little blue strip for border 2, and then we went to a brown to pull out the colors on border 3. We quilted it too. Picked up the cream for the back. Nice wide backing. We are in love with wide backing. You mean I don't have to piece the back? No questions on this quilt? Would you like to see another sample?
Yes.
You remember a few months back we had a pattern called Dazzle? Well, we had a few leftover strips. They were gold and black, which of course is light and dark. By the way, it doesn't have to be light and dark. You can do 2 colors. So we use those same strips to create our newest pattern with golds and blacks. Is it striking? Good. We were going for striking. So when you pick that background fabric, you want something that gives it a little rest and that has nice contrast, as much contrast as possible to the lights, but most importantly to the dark. This is the larger size. Is that a throw? Yeah. So this is the second colorway of our current project. Great way to use up scraps. Okay, so my challenge to you, bring me a quilt next month. Might be a prize for you if you bring me a quilt to show off. So do you have any questions on this? No questions at all, because it really is that easy? Okay, well in that case, thank you for coming and join us next month. We'll do another pattern that uses 2.5-inch strips.